UvaldeRadio.net. Good evening. I'm Robert Miguel. We are live at Broadway 830 at 100 East Main Street in downtown Uvalde. It's Friday at 6 p.m. That means it's time for Friday Night Live. And tonight's feature guest is Donovan Amaya. Y'all make some noise.
Thank you.
Do we call you Donovan Oscar Amaya?
I just go by Donovan Amaya.
Dropping the Oscar.
Yeah, dropping the Oscar, yeah. A lot of people have been putting that as lately. So.
But that's some cool initials. DOA.
Yeah, DOA, right?
That's pretty cool. That's the first album.
And it's not like I'm ashamed of my middle name.
Right,
like,
no,
I love Oscar, but it's just like, I'm like, I don't think people need all those details about me.
No, of course not. Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, all the time. Oscar Meyer Wiener. I've heard some bad ones too.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm named after my middle name's after my father, and then his father as well. So it's kind of, we take pride in it.
Absolutely, man.
We've heard it all.
Yeah, I'm a junior. My son's a third. You got to keep that name going, no matter how embarraing it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Donovan, tell me who your buddy is here with you.
My buddy here on my right hand side, y'all can't see him, but this is Mr. David Lopez. And David Lopez, and this is our sound. He's my sound tech, and he's our cajon drummer right now, and he's about to switch over to our lead bass player sooner or later, then electric guitar sooner too. So he's our Swiss Army knife. That's what I like to call him. So this is David Lopez. I'll let him talk a little bit.
What does he not do, right? That's awesome. Well, I hope you don't sing that good, because otherwise you're going to steal Don's job.
No, I don't sing.
So what's going on, dude? How you doing, man?
Oh, man, just helping out my buddy here. And, we started this a few months ago, and it actually just started I guess kind of out of nowhere, right? He just goes to the house one day, and then, hey, help me out with sound and this and that. We started putting our heads together, ideas here and there, and you know what? Let's try this. I have this drum is called a cajon drum. What's that? I go, sounds like a box.
It sounds like a bad word.
Yeah, it does actually. You should have heard the other station, right? So it's actually a cajon, a box.
Yeah.
And so, you can see it, it's our little makeshift drum set, and he says it mimics the drums, the whole drum set. And
well, man, it beats bringing the whole thing and breaking it all down, right? For sure.
That's actually what he says.
And it gets the job done. Yeah, well, you guys, I heard the sound check. You guys sound great as a two-piece. Donovan, let's go ahead and talk about you, man, because this is, you got a recording, and we've seen you around the place.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a new development with you. And
yes, sir. I kind of fell in love with this whole music journey about two years ago when I decided to move out of my household and decided to take the first step on my own, being independent and stuff, and moved to San Antonio. I had a guitar, a $5 guitar that my sister had bought me from a garage sale, and it was all beat up and everything. Wow. And I cleaned it up, put new strings on it, like fixed it up and everything, and kind of just reached out to a buddy of mine. He kind of showed me the basic steps, and from there I kind of just took off, learned every night, practiced every day on YouTube and all that good stuff, and then I kind of just went through the process and fell in love with it, and songwriting and all that kind of just came real easy to me, and I wrote a couple songs and didn't think anything of it, and then I finally wrote one song one night, and I said, hey, this is a really good song. Maybe other people would like it, and then that's when I kind of started just sharing it with my parents, family members, cousins, anyone that would pretty much listen to what I had to say, and I always got good responses and stuff. So I kind of took those 2 years to kind of really develop myself as an artist, kind of figure out what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go with all this, if I really wanted to chase this, because it isn't easy at all, as I learned this past year that we started doing this whole journey and stuff. It ain't easy. It's a lot of hard work, from traveling to different cities, different towns, setting up, stripping it down, singing for 2 to 3 hours. It takes a toll on people, but like I say in every show, this is what me and David love, man, and there's no other places we'd rather go than go sing for people from a town we don't know at all, or people that are from our own hometown. So wherever we have the opportunity to go sing, we're gonna go give you a show, no matter if there's 0 people there, if there's 1,000 people there, or 100 people there. We're gonna perform the same way all the time. So we kind of got into it, and I kind of reached out to David, and I was like, hey man, I want you to be my sound guy, help me out, run some stuff. And then, like he said, we kind of put our heads together, and he came along the team and really he made this whole process real comfortable and easy for me. So I always tell him, you're like the older mentor I always wish I had, and I finally got. So I told him without him I wouldn't be doing as much as I'm doing right now, and taking on as many shows as we have on the schedule. So it's a blessing, and we're pretty booked out to the end of the year, all the way to December. So we're excited, man. We're excited. We've been traveling all over Texas, so it's real fun.
Well, man, it's good to have somebody that can kind of, I guess, complement what you do. When you got a couple people to get the job done, because it's a lot of work.
Yes, sir. Of course.
So fantastic. It seems like you guys have come a long way in a short amount amount of time. So, Donovan,
Yes,
let's go ahead and rewind real far back
Gotcha.
because well, then we'll fast forward to the new music that you're
Gotcha,
releasing
yes,
here. But you're a local boy from Uvalde, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm born and raised in Uvalde, Texas. I said San Antonio on the thing. I used to live in San Antonio, so I was living in San Antonio for about almost 2 years, and I would come back here and there and stuff like that. But yeah, born and raised from Uvalde. Every time we go somewhere, no matter what town, city we're in, I always say at the end of the shows, I'm Donovan Amaya, this is David Lopez, and we're from Uvalde, Texas. We're proud of it, man. We want to embrace it.
Now, before you became like a traveling musician for the last couple of years, how much time had you spent outside of Uvalde? Did you do a lot of traveling?
I've done traveling before. Yeah, I used to be big into like making YouTube videos. So I had traveled a couple like to Los Angeles here and there, and Vegas and stuff like that for some videos. But other than that, not really. I really hadn't traveled around Texas like how I'm doing now, and the stuff that we've been able to see in such short periods of time. All the towns where we go from big old cities to little bitty towns smaller than Uvalde, and they got dance halls and they love country music and stuff like that. So it's always a blast when you get to see the different cultures and stuff, and how things in Texas sometimes aren't all the same. You know what I mean? From the big cities and other small little towns, and some people just do it the old way, like the old Texas way.
Well, you know, I mean, Texas is, well, first of all, we're like bigger than just about like 6, 7, 8
it's
states.
a huge state.
And that's why we have our own music scene, because I mean you can literally tour the state and it's so different. I mean, all the musical styles, influences, genres, like you said, the venues and the cities, and some of them like certain types of Texas country, some of them are more of the red dirt, some of them like the traditional, and it's such a cool place that you can go, you know, just 40, 50 miles and get a completely different scene and different people. So it's fantastic. So, and again, going back to the fact that you're a small town Uvalde guy, it must be just great to open up, you know, that world, right? And even just getting around Texas. I mean, it's great to go to LA, but even Texas, like I said, there's a lot of culture just to learn.
There's a lot of culture, and it's been really cool. I didn't know what to expect whenever I kind of like voiced myself out there saying, hey, I'm gonna be this musician, because no one really thought of me as that at all. A lot of people were shocked when actually they heard I was singing now and doing music, but they kind of listened to me and they were like, oh crap, you're actually really good. So like I said, I've had nothing but good positive things so far everywhere I've gone, and luckily we've had a tour going since the beginning of March, and we played in Concan a lot. We've seen you in Concan here and there for some festivals, and we've just been all over the place, man, traveling, hitting it hard for 2-3 hour sets, different towns. We've been to Del Rio, we've been to Midland, we've been out there to West Texas. We just came back from Copeland, Texas, and last week we were in Ingram, Texas. Back-to-back shows. We played the second oldest dance hall in the whole state of Texas, and so I told David, for a guy like me from a small town in Uvalde to go somewhere and play one of those dance halls, and with all the history, when me and David got there, they kind of took us on a tour, and they told us like, hey, everyone that you could think of has ever played country music has been here. George Strait, Hank Williams, Tracy Lawrence, like, and all their pictures are up on the wall signed. You know, for me and David to have the opportunity to go out and play the second oldest dance hall is not something you want to take for granted. So luckily we've been only doing this for a short period, but we've been blessed with a lot of great opportunities in our short period of time, just being on the road and stuff like that. So we love it every day, and we just keep taking this day by day.
Well, you know, you make it happen. I mean, I see you get your name out there. You're hustling. You're making the calls, I'm sure. Yeah. Dropping the emails.
Yeah, we got a booking agent, quote unquote booking agent, and Mr. John Smith. So shout out to John Smith that kind of helps us out, do all those things.
So besides John behind the scenes, is there anybody else in the camp and stuff?
No, sir. The only ones that are in the camp right now for us is going to be me, myself, which is the lead acoustic guitarist, vocalist, and then I got Mr. David here, like I said earlier, sound tech, cajon drummer, bass player, electric guitar player, and then we got photographers, man. We got a bunch of great photographers. We work with Kayla, John, Daniel Gallegos out of San Antonio. Without those guys, they wouldn't make us look as pretty as me and David look on stage, and without those photos and stuff. So we have a good team, man, and we have a reliable team, and I always like to make sure everyone's taken care of and everyone's fair. I think I'm a pretty decent guy, a pretty decent boss, so we always stay in nice hotels and try to get them fed and all that stuff. You know, I want everyone to just be as relaxed as I am when it comes to showtime, so that way we're all on the same page.
And try to have the time of your life.
Yeah,
right,
have the time of our life.
Sure.
You know, you never know what some of these people are going to come, whether, like I said, it's we play for nobody, or we play for a couple of people, or just it's a room full of my family. You know, we got a mission to do. We got to put on a show, and a venue's looking forward to having us play. You know, so we got to give them what their money's worth and what they're booking us for. So, and at the end of the day, it isn't about the money for me. I just really love playing music and traveling around and getting my voice out. And when people come up to you and tell you that, hey, I really connected with your music stuff, I think that's the biggest prize at the end of the day than money or anything like that. So,
well, I mean, once you get out there, you succeed. succeed, people are happy, the money will follow.
Oh yeah, of
either
course.
way.
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
Very
of
good.
course.
Well, again, it's Friday Night Live. We're here at Broadway 830. We've got Donovan Amaya here performing tonight, 7 o'clock on the Broadway 830 Outdoor Courtyard. Free show. Just come on out here and order some delicious artisan pizza, a cold craft beer. They got some cool drink specials. I'm going to make you do guest DJ and read the drink specials later, Don.
Okay.
But you mentioned earlier that some of your friends are surprised that you become like this musician.
Yes, sir.
What was your, if I was your old buddy and I just saw you on stage, I walked in and I was like, whoa, what the heck's he doing? What would I assume your trajectory was before? Did I think you were going to be like a farmer? Were you going to be like, what would you be doing, I guess, now if you weren't doing this?
Well, so like right now, we do the music thing on the weekends, and we gig on the weekends when we like pretty much every other weekend. But during the week, during Monday through Friday, me and David both work in construction. So
Okay.
I do cement and foundation work with my father. He has his own business. I work with him Monday through Friday from 6:30 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. And then David does his own construction business. He's in carpentry, and he has his own business with his dad as well. And they've been doing it for a long time. So Monday through Friday, me and David are outside no matter what, beating the heat, getting our ass
Carpentry
kicked.
that's a good gig, and that means that this guy's disciplined, right? Because you got to know, you got to be able to measure and the patience, right, and attention to detail.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's a good guy to have as your wingman, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. And it's so funny because me and David really had never really kind of like hung out as much as we have now in these past couple of months. But like you said, once we put our heads together, and we kind of just, the first time we ever kind of just jammed together, we literally just, we did it at a show. We kind of just, hey, let's try this out, see how it sounds. And literally did a 3-hour show, no practice, nothing at all.
Wow.
We just looked at each other and we were like, all right, I think we got something here. And ever since then, our connection and our bond and all that has just grown stronger and better. And each show we go to, we know when we're in the right groove, we can tell on each other. And it's a real good comfort to have between me and him. And I'll let him say some words on that too.
Well, no, real
At the
quick.
end of the show, I was like, what just happened?
I was like, we were amazing. So getting back to the carpentry and construction stuff, I mean, dude, it's hot. I mean, so that's pretty. I mean, if you're doing some outdoor, woo, look at that farmer stand. So I wasn't too far off on the farmer thing. So these shows must be a cakewalk, or is it tough doing an out? Because how much outdoor work are you guys doing by day?
We outdoor work. I mean, we're outside all day. Pretty much all the venues we play to are pretty much outside.
Wow.
So we've had a couple that are inside. Like last week when we played that dance hall, it was inside, and we've had like maybe another 1 or 2 like that were inside. And those were always like, yes, we finally get AC. Don't get to sweat so much. But most of the shows are always outside. So it's like even when you're working all week, you still go and you still have to play and travel a bunch of miles and stuff, and you go and sweat and you're like, ah, man, you know, but this is what you love, and this is what me and David love. And like I always tell people, man, we without them coming and support us, we wouldn't be able to do what we love and keep chasing that dream at the end of the day.
Obviously, you got to stay hydrated for the heat.
I always thought, I'm like, man, Donovan, can you just write a hit song already, man, so you can get out of the sun already, dude? And just
awesome.
Just do, night gigs. Cause
Well, tell me this: Are either of you guys like drinkers? Do you guys? Is there a party element that goes along with it too? Well, he said, and he's like, man. So I don't know.
We're both. I mean, I guess, we can have our fun. Me, I like to keep it. I tell David, I try to keep it as professional as I
keep it
can.
pro, sure.
Yeah. So like before the show and until the end of the show's over, pretty much last song and all that, I'm sober the whole time on stage. Water, no beer, no shots, nothing like that for me. No smoking, nothing. I'm just staying sober, trying to get people what they came for. A good show and all that stuff. So I try to stay pretty clean and all that. David drinks a beer here and all that during stage, but like I don't mind that. I don't really care. I tell him, as long as you control yourself and you keep it professional, bro, you do whatever you want. So he's a grown man. I don't have to keep him in check. I'm way younger than him.
So how and when do you guys throw down?
After the show.
After the show.
Usually when we're in another city, I tell David, we like I said, we've been in Midland, we've been in a bunch of places, Copeland, Ingram, we've been in Kerrville, and I tell David, man, we're only going to be in these towns for a couple hours, maybe even less than that, so why not go out with the bang, you know what I mean? So usually we'll finish the show around 10, 11, maybe 12, depending on when we take down everything, and then we'll find a local bar that's open, and we'll go out and we'll have a couple drinks, couple shots, and get a little wild for a bit. And
so hitting the town, different places. It's just the two of you guys, right?
Yeah, just the two of us.
Now, if you don't mind, and I don't want to make any ladies in the audience upset, but are either of you guys taken, married? What's the status situation there?
Both single.
All right.
Yeah, both single.
So that can make it a lot of fun and maybe even a little dangerous when you guys are hitting the road, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So any examples of some crazy like rock and roll exploits?
Yeah, actually we got one, and it's super funny. So this happened about, I believe, at the end of May or beginning of May. Beginning of May, we had taken a break. We took a month off to kind of revamp everything, get our music better, and kind of give me some time off. It was my first time touring, so my voice was really taking a toll. And we were playing in Lakey, Texas, at Buckhorn Bar and Grill.
Okay.
And we played there for 3 hours from 9 o'clock to 12 a.m. And after the show, a lot of people were there, a good young crowd and a bunch of old crowd. And this young group of teenagers, like about my age, I'm 22, so that about my age, came up to me. About 4 or 5 guys and a chick, and they all came up to me and they're all like telling me, hey man, you kicked ass, did a hell of a show, badass, and all this stuff. Talking to the guys, all cool and stuff, and then out of nowhere, the girl taps me on the shoulder. And so I turn around, I look at her, and she looks at me, she goes, hey, you did really amazing tonight. Would you like to sign my breast? And then I was like, excuse me? And it had never happened to me before, so I was kind of in shock. And I was like, well, yeah, I was like, excuse me? And then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, would you want to sign my boob? And then I was just like, okay, there's about 5 guys around me. I better be real careful about what I'm about to come out of my mouth next. So I started looking around, just making sure if she does have a boyfriend. She was a very pretty young lady.
Yeah.
And so I started looking around, and sure enough, I turned, I started looking through the guys, and I end up on my left-hand side over here, and her boyfriend's standing right here on my left side. Not a big guy, kind of my height. I could probably take him, but I'm not going to fight him. You know, it's not my thing. He looks at me straight in the eye, and he goes, yeah, bro, that's my girlfriend. Go ahead, sign her boobs. I don't care. So I said, okay, and next thing you know, the owner of the bar brought me a Sharpie, and I signed her boobs right there in the middle of the dance floor in front of everybody. And we got a video of it, so it happened. It happened for sure. So we got a video of it, and that's one of the craziest things I think so far that's happened to us. I've had girls kind of not throw themselves, but give me numbers and kind of give me the sign for like, hey, let's have a good time. I'll show you a good time. But like I said, I kind of try to keep it professional right now. I'm trying to keep it professional, and later on, I know the woman and like I said, all that stuff will come. But I'm not really looking forward to it. I'm looking just to go handle my business, and we get out of there, and we'll have a couple drinks later and stuff like that. That's
now again, we got Donovan Amaya here, Friday Night Live tonight at Broadway through. Now, Donovan, you are a good-looking guy. So, you know, whether you can sing, you're talented or not, I'm sure you don't have any problems, you know, pulling the ladies, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could probably sing like a cat, and they'd probably still want a piece of me. But it's okay. It's okay.
That's good stuff, man. Fantastic. Now, you guys do have some new music. First of all, real quick, but before we get into that, let's go and just talk about Uvalde life, man.
Yeah.
What do you love about Uvalde? Tell me just what it's been like being a guy or guys from Uvalde.
It's been cool, man. I mean, growing up here, there wasn't much to do, but if you knew the town and you made it, you could find stuff to do and stuff like that. So I was always outside kid. I was always playing in the mud and the dirt. My parents hated it, and kind of just on 4-wheelers and kind of living the country lifestyle. We live kind of more out towards the ranches and the estates, which we call it here in Uvalde, which is like kind of like a separate division of just like different people and stuff. So like, I grew up out there. I've been out there my whole life, and I kind of got raised on the country life. But man, Uvalde is such a great town. Everybody knows everybody. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But I mean, like I said, there's no other place I'd rather be. I love this town. I love the support that they give you here and there, and it's all about what you make of it, really, in this town. If you want to be bored, like I said, you'll stay bored all the time. But if you find your fun, you'll find your fun. It's a great town.
You're onto something there, because a lot of people say there's nothing to do, but they're not looking for anything to do either.
Yep.
You got to be proactive. You got to make it work for yourself.
Yeah,
so very good. Now, how does Uvalde, whether it's the town, your family, how does that play into your musical influences? Anything there, or was it just radio and MTV or
No. Yeah, when I always say this. I always tell a story whenever I play on stage. I always say when I was younger and I was like running around in my house making a mess and causing havoc. My parents always had the radio station on, and they always had it on 104.9, and it was always the old country. So like I grew up always listening to George Strait, the Tracy Adkins, the Merle Haggards, the Tim McGraws, like the Alan Jacksons. I always grew up on all that stuff. So I listened to all of that stuff growing up, never thinking anything of it really. But I always had a real fond of music when I was younger. I had a guitar when I was about 7, accordion, I played all those things, kind of learned it. I got away from it when I was like 10, 11, because I was real into sports, and I was into travel sports and all that, so I kind of didn't have the time for it. But yeah, I mean, now like that I get to write about stuff, I haven't really used Uvalde too much in some of my songs, like nothing like real specific saying like, hey, this is Uvalde, this is where I'm from, but like most of the songs I tell are about like stuff that's events like between me and girls, or me and stuff that's happened in Uvalde. So like me saying like, oh, I've been down an old back road, or I've seen you walk out my door 1,000 times, all these things have happened really, and I try to write about things that have happened to me, because I've always heard you always write about the truth, never try to fake anything. You write about something that you've never been through, because it's going to be harder to fake a song than actually make a real song about your emotions and stuff. So like I said, all my songs I try to kind of play along with Uvalde. I haven't really put anything in there, but they have some home ties here and there, stuff like that. So
All right, man. Well, again, we got Donovan Amaya here, and he's performing tonight at Broadway 830 for Friday Night Live. It's a pleasure to have a local boy here tonight. We got a brand new song from you, Crazier Than You Think.
Yeah.
And now, how long has this been out?
It's not even out yet, actually. So unreleased, yeah. Unreleased.
We'll call this an exclusive.
Exclusive, yeah. So we're about to put it out. We're finishing the last couple of tweaks on it, getting the mixing and mastering right. So hopefully by the end of this month, I'm really hoping by the end of this month, sometime this month, we'll have it out for everybody to listen to. Download on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever you can. YouTube will even be on there, just the audio version. We really want people just to give it a chance. It's not for everyone, we understand that, but I'm just asking for a chance to kind of listen to it, see what you feel about it. And basically the title of the song, like you said, it's called Crazier Than You Think. And the reason I wrote this song is...
Hold on. Let's play the song.
Okay, never mind.
Then we'll come back and we'll get all the details. Everything
I like
we got
that. I like that better.
Yeah,
I like
a little
that
teaser
better.
there, all right? So y'all check it out again. This is Donovan Amaya. He's performing live tonight at Broadway 30, 7 to 10 p.m. It's free show. Just come on out to the patio, order yourself up some pizza, some beer, have a good time, enjoy some live music. And tonight's ending up to be a pretty nice evening by Uvalde, Texas summer August standards. You know, it's pretty nice out here.
It's still hot, but you'll cool down with the nice beer and some pizza. I promise you guys.
Come down here, get some stuff. So y'all check it out. This is brand spanking new, a Uvalde Radio at this point exclusive. Donovan Amaya, Crazier Than You Think, and you're hearing it first right here on UvaldeRadio.net.
Taste of whiskey in my breath. I knew that bad decisions were in my head. Like when I said, let me have one more round. After this double, I'll be ready to burn it down. And let's turn up that radio as loud as we can make it go. I wanna hear you scream my words. It's been a long night on the road. The city lights is where I go when I wanna get away. And the pain with the fame will both drive you insane. But the truth about me is maybe I'm way crazy than you think. And how can I say this in a nice way? I'm drunk as love, don't remember your name. And most likely 'cause I've had too much. But if I didn't, then it wouldn't have been fun. I told myself, let's have one hell of a night. After this double, I'll be ready to have a good time. And let's turn up that radio as loud as we can make it go. I wanna hear you scream my words. It's been a long night on the road. The city lights is where I go when I wanna get away. And the pain with the fame will both drive you insane. But the truth about me is maybe I'm way crazy than you think. Just maybe I'm way crazy than you think. Just maybe, just maybe, just maybe.
UvaldeRadio.net. This is Friday Night Live. Donovan Amaya, Crazier Than You Think. And I'm Robert Miguel. We are here on the patio getting ready for a great live show tonight, 7 to 10 p.m. You can check some live Texas music. I'm going to call it Texas music. He's a Texas boy. Here with Donovan Amaya. And that was brand new, an exclusive here on UvaldeRadio.net. Crazier Than You Think. You're talking about, I think that falls into that category where you're talking about girls and, you know.
Oh, yeah, of course. Something like that, yeah. So I'm glad if there was one place I could play it first, it'd be here in my hometown radio. So thank y'all for giving me the opportunity to play it on the radio.
Hey, we're absolutely honored, man. It's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, so hopefully when it comes out, we'll be for sure. Hopefully we'll send it to you guys.
And that's more of what that's kind of a demo in progress.
Yeah,
more
of a demo in progress. It's gonna sound way better, more fuller once we put it out. But I just wanted to give y'all something to kind of get to know who I am, and like I said, just give it a chance. I know it's not for everybody, but I mean, it may speak to you at the same time as well, and might get the message to you.
I've heard you play it before, and I think that you said this is going to be the single.
Yes, sir.
And I know it's one of your fan favorites, crowd favorites for your people. Go ahead and let's talk all about it. Give me the inspiration of the lyrics and the writing, the music. Tell me how it came about.
So basically, it's called Crazy Than Anything, and basically the reason I kind of wrote it was because one night I went out to a club with buddies of mine, and we got really messed up, man. We got really turned, of course, like how young adults do. We want to go out, have a good time, and look for the good time. And I ended up hitting on a bunch of girls, as I do when I get really drunk and stuff. And but this time was different because I woke up in the morning and I didn't remember a single thing that happened.
Wow.
And I woke up in the morning and I went to my phone and went to my photos and had about 5 or 6 screenshots of different phone numbers in my phone with different times. So it was like 11, 11:30, 12, 12:30, 1, and I didn't have any names or anything like that, just the numbers to the pictures on my screenshots. So it was real funny. And when I started writing the song, I kind of was just trying to really get real personal and deep. At the time, Coetzel had dropped an album called El Paso, and I had listened to the whole album up and down a couple times, and it was real deep and sentimental, kind of talking about what he's going through and the demons and stuff he was fighting inside of himself. So I kind of was like, man, you know what? I really want to write a song like that. So I kind of just sat down and was playing with that rhythm and all that, and it kind of the whole first verse kind of just came out of me, and it says, I don't remember anything that happened last night. I just hope that I had a good time. So that kind of just came out of me, and I just wrote it from there and stuff like that. And it basically is just a song kind of talking about being young, being dumb, and kind of just going out, like I said, and doing the things you don't remember. But maybe you're doing those things because you got like demons or you got reasons that you're kind of trying to hide or run from, and people just don't understand that. No matter how much you try to talk to people and get it out there to them, at the end of the day, no one's gonna know how crazy you are besides yourself on the inside. So it's kind of just like a deep personal song saying, hey, I'm gonna go out and have all this fun and like let's get turned up and like black out and stuff, but like you just don't know what I'm really going through, or who I really am as a person on the inside. So that's kind of the whole general message, and we've played it a lot, and like you said, it's a fan favorite. People love it, man, and I'm just glad people actually like a song that I took time to write in my room and never thought it was going to be anything, and now people are like singing the words back to me slowly and surely, and it's kind of crazy just to even have that, whether they mumble the words or not. It's still kind of crazy just to have those things.
So we're going to talk about the recording and the continuing recording process of it, but first of all, as far as writing the song, like you said, in your room, who was the first person that you performed that to? Just kind of said, hey, I'm taking this around. Tell me what you think.
My buddy in San Antonio, my roommate at the time, his name's Christian Chapoy. He's actually working right now at HEB, so shout out to him if he's listening.
Shout out. All right.
And he was the first. He's a big critiquer on my music. He kind of tells me, hey man, this is too sad. This is too lovey-dovey. This is too. Don't write this bull crap. Write something else. And I'm glad because I need those things because sometimes it is repetitive in country music. You don't always want to be writing about how a girl broke your heart and what she took from you and all that. So as soon as I wrote that song, and it took me about maybe a day and a half, 2 days to write the whole thing, and it never really happens that fast usually for me. I try not to rush songs, but as soon as I got that song, I kind of just took it to him and I said, hey bro, I got this song and it's really different. I want you to hear it. Play it for him once, and afterwards I just remember he looked at me and shocked in his bed, and he was just like, bro, you finally did it. That's what he told me. He goes, bro, you finally did it. You wrote a song that I have nothing to say to. Like, I have no critiques, nothing to you. And that's kind of when I was like, all right, this is a pretty good damn song then. So
how many had you presented to him before or prior to that?
Probably about 4, 3, 5, maybe some 4 or 5, which one of them was really good as well, which will be coming out later on after this first single comes out as well. But this was the one, like I said, that he kind of didn't have any critiques about and was like, hey man, this is a really good one. So I kind of just ran with it and I kept writing, and I've been writing ever since then. I got about maybe 20 originals under my belt right now. Not a lot, but I think they're 20 songs that I'm kind of proud of, you know what I mean? Some of them, of course, need work because they were when I first started writing, but we'll fix them and we'll get them sounding real good when we put them out and stuff like that, which most of them won't be out till next year, so I'm not really worried about it. Our focus this year is kind of just to get people some music to feed on and kind of get to know who I am as a person, as Donovan Amaya, kind of.
So the new song is called Crazier Than You Think. Donovan Amaya here performing live tonight at Broadway 30, 7 to 10 p.m. Can we really realistically expect the final version of that song?
Like I said, hopefully by the end of this month.
Okay.
I'm going to say end of this month because I've been saying end of the months for like the past 2 months, and a lot of stuff just happens.
It's tough during summer, though. You're on the road, you're working,
it's
it's
real
hot.
tough, and it's a whole process and stuff. But we have a great team that we're working with Studio 3 here in Uvalde with Eric and Matt Padilla he's a lead singer for Estilo, and they've been co-producing and helping me out with everything. So big shout out to them as well, and thank you for everything they've done for me.
Very good. Okay,
so I'm kind of doing the whole hometown vibe thing. I've been
keeping it local, man. That's
local
cool.
and stuff like that. So
fantastic.
It's been real good, and like I said, hopefully by the end of the month we'll have the song out for everybody to listen to because I really want to have it out because I really think it's a really good song, and I really think once it comes out, it'll do a lot of things that people will be shocked by, and it might be really good.
Now, what's the goal? You said you got about 20 songs in the can or ready to go.
Yes, sir.
How many do you see yourself recording, and what sort of pace, and how do you see yourself releasing them? Like singles, like one at a time to Spotify streaming, or maybe putting together an EP or a CD?
Yeah, so for this year, since we're already in August now, for this year we're going to try our best to get 3 singles out this year from here to the end of December. So hopefully we'll have 3 songs out, which will all be singles, all kind of different things. The first one's kind of, like I said, personal, talks about yourself, not knowing who you really are on the inside. Then the next one's called You'll Never Find a Better Me, which is my breakup song, which is a song I wrote whenever I got out of my last relationship about 3.5 years ago, kind of saying, hey, the last thing she told me was, you'll never find a better me, you'll never find anyone else to love you. So I kind of was just like, hey, you said those things to me, but you just may never find a better Donovan Amaya for yourself either. So it's kind of like my vice versa song back at her. And then the last one we're going to release is called Risk It All, which is basically talking about getting out of a relationship, kind of trying to go out and avoid the person, but you always end up seeing them everywhere. So you kind of have a couple beers in you, get drinking, and you're kind of like, hey, you kind of look a little better now with a little bit of these cervezas, so maybe we can work it out and risk it all and see if our love works this time. But usually it never does, but that's what the song's about. And our plan, like I said, to have those 3 singles out this year for everyone to kind of get to know who I am, jam those for a while, get to build up a little fan base if they like it enough. And by next year we want to drop a little, probably 6-7 song EP track for everyone to kind of listen to. Like I said, I got a lot of good songs that I think a lot of people will really like. A lot of diversity. There's heartbreak, there's romance, there's personal songs, there's upbeat, crazy songs that make you want to party. So like I said, I think a lot of people will like what they have to hear. They just got to give it a chance and see what they think about it.
All right, so we're looking forward to getting, whatever kind of output you can manage to get out. But as far as the live shows, obviously it's just you and Mr. Lopez here for now.
Yes.
But what's the plans as far as the end game? Are you looking to try to get a full book band, like a group together, and hit the road with a 4 or 5 piece?
Yes, sir. Yeah, of course, that's our main goal. So our main goal at the end of, once we, hopefully by the end of this year or next year, like I said, he's about to switch over to bass. So we're going to switch him to bass, bring on an actual drummer with an actual drum set, and then we're going to...
Man, you're not an actual drummer. He just said it, man.
He's a drummer too. I'm telling you, he's a Swiss Army knife. He can do everything. He can do everything. But we have another guy too that's a real good... Him and David have worked together a bunch of years, so I trust them too with being the top 2 rhythm. That's really what you need, the rhythm.
You got local guys here, or you work with
this guy, he's local. He was born in Uvalde, but right now he lives in San Antonio. So, but he's a local guy as well. He's an older gentleman. I don't know how old he is, but he's a really good drummer. He used to be in Estilo back in the day.
You're a kid. Everybody's older than you.
Yeah, he used to be in Estilo back in the day, but cool. he played with us in Midland when we went out there to West Texas, and he did a hell of a job, man. So shout out to Miguel. His name's Miguel, for holding it down while David wasn't there for that trip. So he did a hell of a job, and like I said, we're about to switch David over to bass, have him come on drums, and we're going to run a 3-piece band for till the end of the year.
Cool.
And then by next year, we're going to bring on a lead electric guitarist, and then we might bring in like a fiddle or a steel guitar player or something like that every once in a while, just to kind of switch it up and stuff like that, give it a little more flair. So,
I like that. Realistic setting goals.
Yeah,
realistic goals.
And I told David, it's all about the baby steps. You don't want to rush into it. You want to find the right guys you're going to roll with for a while, and I don't want anybody that's going to have big old egos and, I've been doing this 15 years. I know what the hell I'm doing. I'm like, bro, I get it, but this is a whole different vision. This is a whole different aspect we're going at. And me and David have talked about our goals too, because he's done all this. He's been in the music industry. He's been famous. He's been touring all over Mexico. He's had sellout crowds sing back to him his songs. And so, like I said, he's a mentor to me, and I look up to him, and I'm glad he's by my side to show me the right way to do it. And hey, man, if you don't freak out, just know, if you're gonna freak out, I'm gonna be the one that's gonna save us. And I rely on him a lot. So like I said, without him, I wouldn't be able to do the stuff I do. So I always have to give credit to my team and all that, because I am the lead guy. But at the end of the day, like I tell them, without you guys, y'all are the ones that make me look pretty and all the good stuff. I'm only up there singing and playing the guitar, so I appreciate them no matter what. So I try to take good care of them and stuff like that.
Very good, man. Well, again, we got Donovan Amaya here performing live tonight at Friday Night Live, Broadway 830. I guess what are the go and give me if you have any upcoming shows to round out the summer. If you have those, go and throw them out there and let us know.
Yeah, so we're on our last month of the summer tour, which we were really excited. Once we got a whole summer booked out, and I told David, hey man, we're booked from June to August. Like, I hope you're ready. And he didn't really believe me. I sent him the schedule.
Home stretch, finally.
And he was like, oh crap. And so now that we've already knocked down 2 months of touring, we've been all over the place. We started here in Uvalde at the Honey Fest and all that good stuff, and then we were in West Texas, all that good stuff. And but now our upcoming shows for this last stretch of the month, we start here tonight in Uvalde. Next weekend, the August 12th on a Saturday night, we're heading out to Abilene, Texas, to play at Betty Rose's Barbecue and Grill place, which a lot of people play there. Braxton Keith, which is playing at Concan tonight, he's played there. Betty Rose's, Jacob Steadley, Jordan Nix, a bunch of guys that I look up to right now have played there. So the fact that we got in there in my first couple months is really cool. So we'll be in Abilene next Saturday from 7 to 9. Following weekend, we'll be in Friday night in Del Rio at Hooker's One Stop from 8 to 11 p.m. And then we finish off the last week of tour, a 3-day stretch. We go Thursday night, San Antonio, Texas at Boosters Ice House Backyard in San Antonio, Texas. The 25th, we're in Georgetown, Texas at South Fork Food and Brewery.
And Georgetown, that's a nice city.
Yeah, it's a really nice city.
Cool,
so we're happy to get in there. And then Saturday night, we finished it out, the last day of the summer tour in Dallas, in Maypearl, Texas, which is a small town by Dallas. And we play at Chambers Creek Brewing Company from 7 to 10 as well. And all these people that give me opportunities, man, I thank them so much, and I'm glad they're willing to take a shot on a small town kid that has really nothing to back up or that hasn't really done anything in the Texas music game. But I know that once those people give me the opportunity, they're not going to regret it. And I know hopefully one day, once we have music out, people will really like who I am, and people will be like, damn, that's that kid from Uvalde. Like, he's killing it right now. He's doing big things, and it's fun because we've been getting recognized a lot now here in town. A lot of people, hey, you're the guy that sings, and you're that guy that plays that box drum thing, that blah blah. So me and David have started getting the recognition out here.
David, how are you going to keep his head from getting too big, David? Come on, tell me how you're going to keep him in check. How are you going to do that?
Hey,
he's already too darn good looking, so he's been spoiled from the beginning.
You know what he said about like the 15 years in the music, and I mean, I've been doing this for a very long time. And I mean a different genre. I did from norteño, banda, and stuff like that.
But you have a realistic expectations, and you know what work really it takes to make it happen.
And but like I tell him, like, I feel like I'm just starting out again because this is something totally different.
It's different, which is great because it's a personal challenge, but at the same time, you bring in a wealth of knowledge that you've learned over years.
I feel like I've seen him grow a lot, like in these past months. And I always tell him I feel like I'm growing too. In this area.
And expanding your horizons and what you do. That's fantastic, man. Well, and I think that's, and I'm an older guy, and I've worked with younger people too, and there's something about the youth and somebody that has their kind of wide-eyed open. You older guys like ourselves, we can get jaded a little, kind of like, okay, we were doing the same thing, But seeing the excitement of somebody getting on the horse for the first time, it can be invigorating and it can be inspiring too. So, and then meanwhile, you are, you're steady, you're a rock. You've got great advice and wisdom to give him. So it's a good deal. Sounds like you guys have a good thing going on, man.
The good thing about mine and David's relationship too is he sees our vision. He sees what we're supposed to, what we're trying to reach, and I've told him, like, the goal is play a bunch of venues and sell out places in Texas one day and have people show up for Donovan Amaya, not just for a guy that's going to sing cover songs for 3 hours and stuff like that. I want to have an hour and a half set and all my music, all originals, and I know we'll get there one day. Hopefully one day we'll sell out AT&T Center. Hopefully one day we'll play Houston Rodeo, San Antonio Rodeo. Those are all goals that we want to do, but it's all baby steps into those processes and stuff like that. But David's a big guy that every night when we usually stay up getting drunk and stuff like that in the hotel rooms, we talk a lot, and he tells me all the time, hey man, like, I've seen you grow a lot in the past couple months, and I know this is going to work out for me, and I could just feel like this is really going to be something one day. And we always talk about it now, and we go, you know what, one day when we're on our big nice tour bus or we're in a pool somewhere really nice, we can kind of look back and be like, man, remember when we started at the bottom and we were riding around in my Ford truck, and we're actually about to get a van too pretty soon, so we're going to take that next step and another upgrade and start traveling in a little tour bus that we're going to get. So hopefully it all starts working out for us, man. It's all baby steps.
I love it, man.
A big dream for us.
The way you guys dream, know, the way you guys are working, it's inspiring. So I wish the best of luck to you guys. God bless you guys. All right, two more things before we wrap this bad boy up. Donovan, I'm going to ask you to play guest DJ. Why don't you read these August drink specials? They're always fun to read. I want to see how you handle that. So right. Donovan Amaya with the Broadway 830 August drink specials, and here we go.
Wait, do I have to say the...
You say all the ingredients too, man. Yeah.
We get samples.
So the August drink specials for Broadway 830, we got the Heat Wave, which is vodka, Razamaza, watermelon pucker, sweet and sour, and chamoy with a tahini rim for $6. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
And then you got the Hot August Nights, which is a cucumber vodka, sweet and sour, lemonade. What's that say? Agave, Sprite, and cucumbers. Another $6 drink.
Sounds refreshing.
Sounds really good. And then the last one's the Summer Shock. It's a Corona, tequila, Geraldine, Grenadine, and orange juice, dressed with chamoy and tahini, and it's $6 as well. But that one looks really good. We saw it earlier. We saw a girl drinking it. It's like a Corona bottle. Looks like a slushie almost. So come out, get some cold refreshments. We're gonna be here from 7 to 10. We love to have y'all here. We're playing a lot of unreleased music tonight, and a lot of covers that are really good as well. So come out, have a great time with us. Support a hometown boy.
Looking forward to it. Now, Donovan, tell me best way to find you guys online, whether it's website, social media. Give me all the deets.
Social media, anything you could think of: Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat,
just Donovan
Twitter.
Amaya.
Donovan Amaya. Just DONOVAN, Donovan, and then Amaya, AMAYA. And I'm probably somewhere holding a guitar with some glasses and a nice hat on. So that's me. Just give me a follow, and we're really good about keeping everyone updated with where we're at and stuff like that. So if you ever want to know, like, hey, where's Donovan playing at, or when can I watch him next? I usually have my schedules always posted on there. We're real good about keeping up with that. Every show we always have pictures from the nights and stuff like that. So you never know. Come out to the show and you might just be on the Instagram or something like that, and you might see yourself. So we love when people come out and have a good time with us. We just hope that people come out tonight and support the hometown boy, and let's rock this place tonight for them.
All right, man. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for Friday Night Live on at Broadway 830. We've had Donovan Amaya here. Again, the show starts at 7 p.m. Come on and bring the whole family. Bring all the friends. Have a good time.
The whole family is coming and friends. So thank you. Thank for so far for coming. So thank you, Robert, for having us. We appreciate it.
Thank you for letting us have the exclusive first play on your new song. Again, that's going to be Crazier Than You Think. Look for that on streaming platforms and, digital download whenever that becomes available. And shout out to the guys at Studio 3 for always cranking out some great Uvalde music, too.
Shout out to those guys.
Again, I'm Robert Miguel. We are live at Broadway 3, and that's going to wrap it up here for Friday Night Live. This is UvaldeRadio.net.